Anfield yesterday. Interesting game, actually. Liverpool running out 5-2 winners against West Ham United. Relegation threatened West Ham United, of course. The Sunday Telegraph focuses on Liverpool being the new set-piece kings, but only in attack. Sam Wallace writes, Liverpool's transformation into one of the Premier League's more effective set-piece teams may still be a delicate business, but things are certainly changing in this new era of dead ball specialism. They struck 3 goals that originated from corners. Jonathan, for all their issues with set pieces this season, could a positive end, which looked very unlikely for Liverpool earlier on this season, a positive end to this season could come from the very area that they were struggling with?
Right, and if you go back sort of 6 months and Arne Slot is saying, you know, it's unfair that teams like Sunderland and Brentford keep playing long balls against us and almost sort of sounding a little siren to the rest of the Premier League. Please bombard us. The transformation has been you know, very interesting, to say the least. I mean, obviously it helps when you have a player like Virgil van Dijk who, you know, as his prowess at set pieces is something that goes back years. That there's nothing new in that. That's not a secret. But there is a new set piece coach. I think there's been a new emphasis, you know, in training on I think drilling what has been one of the foremost tactical trends in English football over the last few months. And I think, you know, I think we can. Liverpool weren't that good. Yeah, I mean, they were sloppy. There was a lot of really kind of basic errors. It was a bit of a scruffy performance, but they seem to have almost decided, well, you know, we can sort of sort out the fine details of it later. We're just going to score lots of goals and win games, and then we'll work on playing well later, which I think is, you know, seems to be working them so far.
Lewis Steele in the Mail on Sunday, he was at Anfield as well. The green shoots of spring are now showing after a taxing mid-season slump come crisis for the champions, who have now won 4 games in a row. Hugo Ekitike, Martin, we mentioned him before. He opened the scoring there for Liverpool. Have there been many better summer signings in this season?
Ekitike is a great signing, absolutely great signing. It does help when you're playing West Ham's defence, by the way. Everyone can look great from set pieces if they're playing West Ham's defence. I think, was it the Van Dijk goal, one of the other goals? I think it's one Liverpool player and there's 4 West Ham players around him and he still gets the ball. You know, Nuno is like, he's got this like 10,000 yard stares sometimes when he's looking at what's going on. So I wouldn't get too carried away. I mean, but Ekitike, you said, is a beautiful player, and he was lovely yesterday. One of the goals that he made, the touch for I think the volleyed touch, just across, absolutely beautiful. He's a lovely player.
I love watching him play. He's so graceful. He's so quick. He's incredible balance. Brilliant in front of goal. He's so good. It makes you wonder, why did they sign him? And then another also very good number 9.
It wasn't the plan. They keep saying, oh, this was always the plan. I've never believed it was the plan. I think they got Ekitike because they didn't think they were getting Isak. And then the opportunity arose to get Isak, and so they got Isak as well. And then thought, right, OK, we'll ham and egg this. We'll see how we go.
I wonder if in hindsight they wonder if... I just wonder if part of them thinks, maybe we signed the wrong Newcastle player. Maybe if they'd signed... Because given how Ekitike is so good, like he's easily good enough to be their first choice number 9 for years. They should have gone into Newcastle and signed Anthony Gordon. That would have given them better balance in their front line. That's what they're lacking. They're lacking a bit of extra speed.
And
right?
they tried to sign him before.
I was going to say, didn't they try to?
They have done, yeah.
I thought they tried to.
Just on Arne Slot, Jonathan, so much scrutiny on his position throughout this season. It potentially could yet be a really, really special season for Liverpool. Should Arne Slot's future even be a discussion? And were you surprised that it was a discussion earlier this season?
I'm not surprised because, you know, the wheel of content got to be keeping turning, and there is always, you know, in an age when kind of negative sentiment basically gets amplified through social media. There is always going to be someone who's going to, you know, I'll get rid of him, you know. There'll always be that voice to hone in on. I don't think a broad section of the Liverpool fan base was ever really seriously, you know, contesting his position. You know, and Slot himself, he was forced to come out, you know, a few weeks ago and say, I've been here for about 18 months and we won a league title. Just to sort of, you know, remind people, you know, I've done okay. But again, this is just the, you know, we've talked about the speed at which the cycle of narrative can turn for managers. You know, we've seen what's happened at Nottingham Forest, and you know, we see what happened at Spurs as well with Thomas Frank. That fan bases are turning on managers faster than ever before. But you know, I think the idea that Slot was ever seriously in danger, you know, as badly as they were playing, was, I think, a little bit fanciful.